The beach, for me, somewhere that I emotionally connect to, because of a friend I made. He and I would come to the beach late at night and just look at the stars. And it was the loneliness of losing someone that I loved, and not knowing why I loved them. I think I convinced myself that because I had really strong feelings for him, even when he cheated on me and when he lied about things, and when he just didn't care about me, realizing that I'd lost so much of myself in that relationship, I think that's where a lot of my loneliness came from.
My freshman year of high school was the year that my mom told me that my parents were having a lot of issues. At night, I'd just be in my room and I'd just hear my mom sobbing. I just felt like no one would be able to connect with me, or I couldn't connect with anyone. So I felt alone in the sense that I was trapped in my mind. In speaking about that, I felt like I was only talking to my mom, but talking to my mom just made me feel worse. I feel like I'm unable to express myself. It's a struggle.
The most distinct memories I have is not of my own, but of one of my closest friends. I was picking him up from a party one night. I offered to let him have a good time and give him a ride home so he didn't have to worry about Ubering or anything. At first he was smiling. He was he went into my car, he was smiling, that big old smile. And he just covered his face. And then he just started weeping. And I'd never heard anybody weep that way before in front of me. I've heard about the anxiety. I've heard about going hanging out with his friends and being okay, and then going home and drinking a 24-pack by himself to get through being by himself. And I tried to hold his hand. I tried to tell him that I was there for him and that everything was going to be okay, but I just couldn't get to him. I tried to reach for Eli, but he wasn't there.
When I first have already begun this weight and spiral into down the slope, the first step is just the first I just question, who am I? What do I think about myself? Who am I to my family? Who am I to my parents? Do I matter to my family? Do I matter to my friends? It brings me to do things awful things that just put me in bad situations, so I can feel validated for feeling sad or for feeling alone. There's nothing there. I'm removing any sort of help that I have for myself, any sort of system that I have to climb back up. And as I climb, as the wheels turn, they slide down, they slide away.
Whenever my best friend comes back in town, me and him go to the beach together, and we enlighten each other on our saddest qualms. Over time, I tell him how I feel, and as I enlighten him, he enlightens me on the fact that this disconnection from reality I face, this sense of aloneness, isn't something individual. As we sit on the beach and we stare into the great unknown, I begin to realize that what I feel is something not beyond myself, but beyond all of us, including him and the rest of humanity. The sense of aloneness is what binds us together as we all face it. It's difficult to process, but it's the most human thing about us. Embracing the edge, being finite motes of dust, we embrace each other and our deepest disconnections, because once we realize that we're all alone, we begin to also understand that we're all alone together.